Japan's street racing scene isn't some movie set with computer-generated imagery effects or stunt doubles. It's real asphalt, real danger, and real drivers risking everything. From tight mountain roads to the straight-shot expressways of Tokyo, it's a world where skill, speed, and pride decide everything. Behind the roar of the engines lies a culture built on rebellion, precision, and dedication to craft. This isn't just about driving fast. It's about becoming part of something bigger, a movement, a legacy. Let's take a closer look at where it all began, how it evolved, and why it still captures the imagination of gearheads worldwide. How Japan's street racing culture was born. After World War II, Japan was rebuilding, not just its cities but its spirit. As the economy picked up in the 1960s and 70s, so did interest in cars. Young people were drawn to the freedom and excitement that came with driving. And soon, the roads became more than just a way to get from one place to another. They became a playground. By the 1980s, tuning culture was exploding. Cars like the Nissan Skyline GTR, Mazda RX-7, and Toyota AE86 weren't just vehicles. They were weapons. They were fast, light, and perfect for drivers who wanted to push the limits. Spots like Daikoku Fudo in Yokohama became gathering points. People didn't just show up to race. They came to connect, compete, and compare. Then there was the Wangan, a straight stretch of expressway in Tokyo that became the stage for high-speed battles, where racers tested not just their engines, but their nerve. These weren't reckless teenagers in stolen cars. These were mechanics, engineers, and obsessed drivers who fine-tuned their vehicles for precision. Racing was their way of showing what they built and proving their skills without ever needing a trophy. Touge, the art of control on the edge. While Tokyo's highways were all about raw speed, the mountains had their kind of war, touge racing. These races took place on mountain passes, mostly at night, with two drivers going head-to-head through sharp turns and tight drops. One leads, one chases. If the lead car pulls away, they win. If the chaser stays close or passes, they take the victory. Then they switch. It's not about horsepower. It's about how well you handle a corner at speed. The best touge racers aren't necessarily the fastest. They're the most consistent, the most precise. One mistake could mean slamming into a guardrail or spinning out into the trees. Places like Gunma and Mount Haruna became famous, partly thanks to anime like Initial D, but also because the roads themselves were legendary. They weren't designed for racing. That's what made them perfect. No runoffs, no safety barriers, just pure driving skill. For many drivers, touge isn't just a challenge. It's a way to connect with the car. It's where the bond between man and machine becomes something real. Wangan, speed without limits. If touge racing is about control, then Wangan racing is about guts. Tokyo's Bayshore route becomes a different world at night. It's fast, smooth, and wide. Perfect for cars chasing the red line at 300 km/h, 186 mph or more. This isn't bumper-to-bumper street chaos. It's long-range duels between cars that have been pushed to their absolute limit. One slip, one misjudged move, and it's over, sometimes fatally. Back in the 80s and 90s, there was a group called the Midnight Club. These weren't just fast drivers. They were elite. Their builds were top tier, and their code was strict. No racing if it endangered the public. Even with that, it only took one tragic accident to shut the group down. Wangan culture has always walked a fine line. The races are illegal, but the respect for the cars, the engineering, and the rivalry keeps it alive. And in the world of tuning, there's always someone trying to build the next Devil Z or Blackbird. The machines behind the madness. The cars in Japan's street racing world aren't just fast, they're personal. Every nut and bolt tells a story. The Nissan GTR, the Supra, the RX-7, the AE86. These machines became legends not through marketing, but through reputation. And then there are the tuning shops. Top Secret builds Supras capable of taking on supercars. Rotary Engine Amemiya turns RX-7s into rotary-powered rockets. Spoon Sports makes Civics that scream at high RPMs and handle like scalpel blades. It's not just about speed, though. Style matters, too. Some cars are low and aggressive. Others keep a sleeper look to hide the beast under the hood. From Wangan Warriors to Kanjozoku Civics tearing through Osaka, every car reflects the personality of its driver. In Japan, tuning is a craft, not a shortcut. Every change has a reason. Every result is earned. Law and crackdowns. Racing in the shadows. No matter how thrilling, it's still illegal. Police have been cracking down hard on street racing since the late 90s. After the Midnight Club incident, law enforcement didn't hold back. Speed cameras, patrols, and sting operations became regular. Daikoku Futo, once a meeting ground, is now heavily monitored. The Wangan and Shudo expressways have CCTV everywhere. Undercover cars blend into traffic. Getting caught isn't just a fine. It can mean losing your license, your car, or even your freedom. And still, the racing hasn't stopped. It's just gone deeper underground. For every shutdown, racers adapt. New routes, new methods. But the risk is always there. From Japan to the world, a culture that spread like wildfire. What started on Japanese roads didn't stay there. Initial D turned the Touge into a legend and made the AE86 a global icon. Wangan Midnight gave the world a taste of high-speed Tokyo. Then came Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, throwing JDM culture into Hollywood's spotlight. After that, everyone wanted in. Video games followed. Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, Forza Horizon. Suddenly, kids around the world were building their dream GTRs on a screen and dreaming of drifting like Takumi. Car meets in the US, Europe, and Southeast Asia began to reflect the Japanese aesthetic. Wide-body kits, low stances, and the obsession with perfect balance became the new standard. JDM wasn't just a regional trend anymore. It became a language spoken by car lovers everywhere. The legacy that won't die. Japan's street racing culture has shifted over time. It's no longer as visible as it once was. There are more restrictions, more technology watching every move. But the spirit, it hasn't gone anywhere. You still find it in the garages where old AE86 are reborn. In the back roads where drifters practice in the dark. In online forums and car meets where stories from the Wangan get passed around like folklore. It's not just nostalgia. It's a living legacy. A reminder that passion, creativity, and risk still have a place. Even in a world where rules are tighter than ever. Street racing in Japan was never just about speed. It was about purpose, rebellion, and self-expression. These drivers didn't follow the rules. They created something lasting. So here's the question. What would you build if no one told you how? Drop your answer in the comments, hit like if this moved you, and subscribe for more stories from the edge of car culture.